Hey guys, Sauceman here, and I think it was like a week or two ago, I actually got to play the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta, and I just decided, you know what, I'll do a good, bad, ugly review on it because there's nothing really else to talk about. I mean, today we are talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And it's the beta version because the real one hasn't come out yet. I just want to start off with the good. We'll do the same thing, the bad and the ugly, and we'll see what we got. I got a list here, so it'll make it more organized for me at least, because I'm not remembering the shit from like 2 weeks ago. Anyways, let's start with the good, shall we? So the good of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta. The first thing that I loved about this game was the gun sounds. Hear that Benelli shotgun? I think it's a Benelli. I don't know. It's a shotgun in the game sound. I don't know why they don't just do real guns, but yeah. It's basically the Benelli's sound. It sounds very nice and satisfying. Another thing is, the inspect animations. I thought Modern Warfare 1, well 2019 rather, I thought they did a very bad job with the animations. Looking back at it now, and seeing this game's animations, I appreciate this game's a lot more. They put more effort into the inspect animations, and it seems like this is a perfected version of Modern Warfare 2019. I'll get into that later. Another thing I loved about this game was the gunplay. It really felt a lot like BO2. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. I'm not sure. But the gunplay really felt very, I want to say vertical, but that's not the right word. Very straightforward, I guess you could call it. I loved how they also put like I won't call it the AR platform. I guess the AR platform, M4 platform rather. Same shit. But yeah, they basically have full auto ARs in the game now. And speaking of full auto, if the semi-autos in this game are useful for once. I've never had a useful semi-auto in a Call of Duty game before until this game came around and went, you know what? Today I think we will make semi-autos almost as good as full autos, because I think the full autos, they really evened out with the semis, because the semis have better accuracy but slower fire rate, but the full autos have, more fire rate, shittier recoil. I think they've had this throughout Call of Duty games, but I don't know. It seems like this game just evens it out perfectly somehow. I don't know how Infinity Ward did it, but good for them to do it. And I also felt the game was very tactical, and I just want to preface this. It really seems like something Modern Warfare 2019 strived to be, but failed miserably at being. This game felt more tactical than Modern Warfare 19, because you have to be more careful, I guess. Like, that's really what I've gotten from it. Very careful, very precise with how you're supposed to approach things. You can't just run into things and be the first to hit. I also thought it was more realistic than Modern Warfare 19, just for the fact that, as I said before, the tactical feel really kind of makes it feel a little bit more realistic. I mean, I wouldn't say it's fully realistic, definitely not. It's Call of Duty, it's never realistic, but it feels built more realistic with like the graphics and all that. Even though 19 had, I don't want to say it had better graphics, but I like this game's graphics a lot more. Just the ability to be able to choose between if you want to have a kill or a score streak, that was just amazing to me. I don't know. Every other Call of Duty game, it was you either have scores or you have kills, and that's it. You can't switch it. It's either the base part of the game or you have to have a perk to do the other thing. And I think that's really good, because 19 I used to always use point man, and I like to use the scores streaks because much easier to get streaks that way. Fun fact. And in any Call of Duty, really, they'll definitely always give you more score than they will kills. The way that you could just customize your receivers, I never saw that coming into Call of Duty. Like they usually just do gun and then pick 10 or whatever the hell it is, or gunsmith, which I love this gunsmith because of that receiver thing. The menus also really add to the value of this game. I'm not gonna I really don't want to say this is gonna be the best game because this hasn't come out yet, but from the looks of it, it's pretty good so far. The maps, some of the two favorite ones, I think you guys just saw a gameplay of it, was that Mercado Las Alamas or some shit. I don't know, I don't speak Spanish, I took French class, but yeah, I thought that map was amazing, and also the German motel, the Breenberg, whatever the hell it was. That was another really good map. I mean, some will argue, oh, it's like Piccadilly, but I thought it had very good flow to those two. And some modes I liked. Third-person mode, I loved. And I don't know if that's just because I'm good at it, or it's just fun. But it feels kind of, it might make you kind of cringe, but it kind of seems like that Fortnite type shit, you know? I don't know. It just feels like some Fortnite shit with like going in from third person to first person to aim, whatever. We've seen that in Fortnite before, and I think that's pretty cool. The other mode I like is quick play, which is like the basics, domination, team deathmatch, all that shit. Something that I also thought was amazing for a mode that I thought this was creative by them. People say that these people are apparently not creative, but I thought the prisoner rescue thing, that was a pretty creative, interesting mode, you know? It wasn't anything old or anything used, but like the last thing I want to mention before we get on to the bad is that the dolphin dives are back. That's about all I need to say. The dolphin dives, they're amazing. They're kind of OP in this game. I don't know if they're going to fix that for the launch of it. It comes out in like, I don't know, a few days. But yeah, I don't want them to fix it because you can like peek around corners, sliding equivalent to Modern Warfare 19, but there's not a lot from the bad, I would say, personally, but I have a few minor issues, I would say. Maybe some major ones, I'm not sure, but here we go. First of all, we got screen flickering. I think it happens sometimes in the menus. I think I made this Google Doc that I'm reading off of like 2 weeks ago, so I'm pretty sure there's some screen flickering though. I think it's in the menus. Definitely, I think, but I don't think that would be a very big issue to fix. Hopefully not, but remember, it's the Call of Duty developers. Something that I also thought was kind of shitty is that it's like Modern Warfare 19, where you can't see the enemies, where they're coming from, but I think it's gotten a little bit worse in this game, personally. Like, you can't see anybody. Compare this to Black Ops 4. You can see people. They have like a little laser or something on them. I understand the realism part, right? That's good, but they should try to like have nameplates or something. You know, it just makes no sense. They gotta fix that somehow. I don't exactly know how they could if they wanted to stay with this realism thing, but I'd looked at people like probably Rainbow Six or something if you really want to make this game tactical-ish, but this is gonna be kind of a meme, but I noticed that the Hutch operator in this game looks exactly like EDP. I think other people noticed it too. This guy, he literally looks like EDP. Like, the man's face looks like him, but it's like EDP if you went to the gym or something and didn't get the cupcake.
Okay. Go ahead. Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
Let's forget about that. Some maps I didn't like were Farm 18. I thought the map, you just couldn't see people. That's plain and simple why I didn't like it. And there was like too many places people could hide and camp in. Another one that I didn't like was the museum. I think that's the one that it's pretty dog shit. There's too much open space, and I feel it's too big for this game. I don't know. It doesn't belong in a Call of Duty game, I don't think. So some modes I didn't like were Ground War, because I've never liked Ground War in any of these games. They've always been so dog shit to me. It just doesn't seem like a Call of Duty thing. Like if it was Battlefield, I would love it because it's Battlefield. But it's Call of Duty. You don't do that in Call of Duty. Invasion mode was pretty bad. Overall, COD does not do good with like big scale battles or anything like that. The footsteps, man, they're loud. They went from no footsteps in Modern Warfare 19 to like billion footsteps. We are on to the ugly. So for the ugly, we will start off with the haze. Like the color palette, it's kind of boring, you know, like the haze, I don't know, just the color palette, it's kind of boring, but it's better than Modern Warfare 19, I will give it that. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It has some color, like, you know, you can see some color, I'm pretty sure, in the gameplay. It just seems like there's not as much color as I would expect, but it's not a Black Ops game, or not made by Treyarch or anything, so I don't know. It has more color than you see in Vanguard, so I thought Vanguard was the definition of mid. Like, it just wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was very middle of the ground, you know. It was basically Modern Warfare 19 with, I don't know, World War II graphics. Another thing I thought was kind of a hit or miss was the streaks, like the kill streaks, the score streaks, whatever, because I thought some of them were useful, some of them were useless. Like, I couldn't control the cruise missile. That's probably because of the sensitivity problem. Some were like absolutely monstrous, and some were just ass. Like, that's simply what I'll put it as. In modes that were pretty mid, I thought Knockout was pretty mid. For the recoil, I thought was pretty mediocre as well. Thought too much for some guns and too little for others, maybe. But then again, I know they're doing the realism thing and all that shit. But I don't know. I just want to be able to shoot my gun. You know what I'm saying? But hey, so some were better than others. I'm not going to complain. The music was kind of quiet, boring. I didn't know they had music, but I guess they do. I just didn't hear it much. I have it on 100. I'm pretty sure. Might have changed it. I'm not sure about that. But I just really didn't hear the music like I did in 2019. You know, I kind of miss the music. That was one of the best parts of 2019. You know, the movement. It's kind of its own thing, you know. It's not like a Black Ops game. It's not like a Modern Warfare 2019. It's kind of its own thing, you know what I'm saying? It's not too fast, not too slow. I'd say right in the middle there. It's not bad. It's not awful. It's not great either, but it's its own thing. I mean, I can't really complain about it. And the last thing I would like to mention for the ugly is the slide canceling. I think it's not really there, I don't think, anymore. I think they took it out, but I thought it was a good thing and a bad thing. I'll just use diving, I think, for now. It's not really a big concern to me. It's not like, oh man, I can't slide cancel and sweat my balls off. I think it kind of prevents sweating, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Kind of adds to the fun of it, just, you know, diving and stuff. I thought that was pretty interesting, and that's about it for the ugly. So the question remains, is Modern Warfare 2's beta a hit or miss? And I would say it's definitely a hit, man. I mean, I thought personally it was better than any of the latest Call of Duty games. I don't know, I'm more of a casual. I don't really sweat my balls off. I mean, I can in 19, but I don't know. I don't like sweating too much. I just like to have a decent KD at least. That's the most I want. And that's really all I can ask for. I don't care about win-loss too much. I mean, it depends if I'm feeling sweaty that day or not, but I don't really care. I just want to have fun with Call of Duty. I don't want to have people booty sliding everywhere, which is why I'd say the slide canceling is a good thing. And, you know, if you slide, it's kind of like a risk you're taking. I feel kind of. I mean, I'm not really a strategy gamer, but I'm pretty sure that may be something that those people might know. And, well, I thought it was pretty good overall. And out of 10, I would definitely give it like a 9 or 8 out of 10. You know, there were some bad things, but they're very fixable, I would say. A lot of it is just technical and gameplay that can be like tweaked a little bit, but I just don't see the drive to upload much nowadays. And I don't know, that's all I really have for you guys. And happy 25th birthday to Fallout. Adios, amigos.